Friends, a very good evening and welcome to this session, Conversations on Urbanization, organized by ICRIER and the India Habitat Center. It seems that we are getting closer and closer to action. You know, we started out by saying that let's get together and talk amongst ourselves on what challenges we face in everyday living. How can we make our city more livable? And what started 2 years ago as just a stray thought has actually consolidated into a very, very nice series where not only have we been able to persuade some really expert people to come and interact with us, but what is more, we have been able to tell them that we want them, but we don't want them to actually give us a lecture. We want them to address our questions. So even though our questions may appear sometimes foolish and sometimes not directly connected with what you thought you were going to say, but we would like everyone to engage and what is on their mind to speak out so that we can get some feedback and organize our thoughts. And we started out by inviting some doctors for public health, some economists for municipal finance, and then some solid waste experts, some water experts, some drainage experts. But one of the things that I noticed during these sessions was that Dr. Ramachandran would always ask very impressive questions and make comments which would be very constructive and give examples of how she was doing, accomplishing things in her community as when she was president of the Resident Welfare Association of Saket, and even now how she's assisting the Resident Welfare Association. But I must say, I used to know Dr. Ramachandran when she was in the ONGC in the 1980s. And for me, it was very pleasant to see all this dynamism and constructive engagement on your part. But I must confess, I had no idea of such a really distinguished and accomplished career after you retired as CMD of Hindustan Organic Chemicals. She's a double doctorate in chemistry from Allahabad University and France. And she's been associated with, she was a founder member of the Foundation for Restoration of National Values, led by former Metro Chief, Mr. Sridharan, and also a member of the IC Center for Governance, led by a former Cabinet Secretary. She has been on the board of IIT Kanpur. You've seen, we have circulated her CV, and I will not go through the details, except also to point out that she was recently awarded Lifetime Achievement Award by the Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas for her outstanding contribution to oil and gas industry. She has also been associated with management education for the last 10 years. So I would not say more, only because I don't want to take away from the time that we have for this wonderful discussion. So we are really very thankful, Reena, that you agreed to come and tell us what you are doing at the RWA Saket, H block, I believe, right? And we want to draw inspiration from that. We want some guidance, and then we really want to engage with you for the challenges that we face. So thank you very much. With that, I invite you to speak.
So the structures and systems that you have in place is the registered society. You can have a trust, you have NGO, your state leadership, either state or central leadership, then what are the funds for these registered society? So you have, I mean, our experience has been there are adequate funds, but they are inadequate and selective access to recipients. This is very, very true when you really go into details of it. What are the information gaps on facts? What are the facts? Not many RWS really know the real facts, how to approach a problem or an issue. Uneven distribution due to lack of systems. Source of funds can be state government agencies, municipal corporations, you have MPs and MLAs and councillors, and the membership of the registered society, which you get your membership. Now, what are the issues in the governance? The information and communication with the civil society. How do we, communicate with people? There is no organized system for communication and information sharing. Now, for example, some political parties have put it in their manifesto that you should interact with RWS, consult with them. Aam Aadmi Party has done it. But the real story is the one I have written later. But the officials and agencies disregard this component. It actually on the ground, nothing happens. There is no component, no consultation, nothing at all. Now, second is the Resident Welfare Association. Now, you have today Societies Registration Act 1860 still in place. No change, no improvements, no reforms, and no provision for monitoring mandated responsibility. I will probably explain to you later when we are coming into discussion what I mean by this. Invariably, courts have to intervene when you have required disputes. Now we come to the people. Who constitute the civil society? How do the people influence their own decisions in the process in the welfare association? Very lack of community spirit. This I find it's so true in our system in India, that what is in it for me first, and forget about the rest. My house should be clean. And leadership. I think it's actually lack. Who is going to bell the cat? Who will stand up first? Integrity of elected representatives. I mean, we have enough examples to show that. And in fact, in the last presentation by Mr. Bhure Lal, he was also making a reference to this on the integrity part, actually. And it's a voluntary service. I mean, imagine that this is the only forum where an elected representative of the society does not draw any remuneration, whether it's MP, MLA, councillors, they all. Okay. Then you have individuals, RWS themselves violate law. What do? Who are sitting there? They are themselves violating.